still, you're live.
Still what?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, good evening, everyone. It is Thursday, and we have been preparing for this all day, like the last 5 minutes or so. You should have seen me about 30 seconds ago. I'm running back and forth because I forgot something, but I think I'm good now. We'll find out here in a bit. But look at what Vicky made. I'm probably getting oil all over my fingers.
Turn it a little bit, yeah. Not sure what it is, but...
It's wood. And it's purty. So Vicky's
maybe like a coffee table bowl for keys and remotes or something.
Or, candy?
No.
I don't know. Not candy?
No.
But it's beautiful. What kind of wood is it?
You know what? I don't even know. I've had that for a long time. I don't know what it is.
It is gorgeous. Check that out, guys. So, Vicky's playing around doing some more power carving. She's going to get on video one of these days again. Power carving.
That was the piece that I started a few months ago when I decided to drag that router, that grinder across my knuckle, and I just now got back to it.
And so that's got, what's that got on it as far as a finish?
It's got butcher's block
oil, right?
Oil and conditioner, yeah.
Yeah, so it's food safe butcher block stuff. Yep, got it.
Oh, there we go. Artie says put sea glass in it.
Sea glass?
Yeah. Ooh, I just need to get some sea glass. Yeah, just decorative.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Peanut. Sophia's here.
Ophi's here? Hey, Ophi. Oh, I see what you mean. Just put it in there as kind of a decorative
Frank
thing.
said put a Lazy Susan base on it.
That's a good idea. Could do that. Put some sea glass in there. Just as just kind of a decorative thing.
Yeah.
Not functional for any reason. Just
no, and
just a pretty.
I was just playing.
Yeah. I don't know. Somehow you ought to utilize that big
Leonard Davis said lots of jelly beans will fit in there.
Yeah, see, somehow you ought to utilize that little notch right there. I don't know.
That's what?
What to give that, huh?
That's what?
I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe like a shoehorn. Pull your boots off.
Huh? All right.
I don't know. All right. Okay, so
Rob Duberstein says I could put a big green G right in the middle of it.
Yeah. Then it'd be a frisbee to throw across the yard.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. So announcement. We got a call from Frank Jenkins today, and in case Vic, do you want to talk about this about priority mail?
Yeah, you guys, priority mail, USPS. They're taking forever. It's just, I don't know what's going on, but their deliveries are taking longer. So just bear with us.
The normal delivery time forever was 2 to 3 days anywhere in the country.
Yeah, but no.
Now it seems like it's, more like a week.
Yeah. So I just want to let you know that. I know I've had several emails about people asking for tracking, and Tessa said put a handle on it. It would be easier to hit Eric over the head.
Gosh, Tessa, that's not nice.
Oh.
Okay, so I've got a question that really fast, and then I'm going to actually do a demo, which I don't know how this demo is going to work out, but we'll see. So, Dave, is it Dave? Yeah, Dave Garamonti asked, I watched your review on the new Bosch router, and I noticed that you didn't have any additional lighting on it. Was the lights that came with it sufficient? So that is this router right here.
Tessa says she loves you.
Love you too, Tessa. That's this router right here. And at the time that I did the review, I was kind of rushed, so I didn't have my my fairy lights on there. But all of my routers now, all of them, I'm trying to put these fairy lights on because this is the best light. Oh, I was going to bring a pack, but you guys probably know. But the fairy lights, man, I put them on all my routers now.
You just hadn't got to that one.
I just hadn't got to it by the time I had done the review on it. So, anyway. But these fairy lights, man, I love these things. We just have to be careful that we don't put a light in here or in here that it obstructs the camera, because if there's a light right there, it doesn't work really well with the camera. But I know Wallace Sizemore actually is the one that sold me this router. He had bought it, and for him, this knob was kind of in the way and cumbersome when it came to the handles. It doesn't bother me at all. It just doesn't seem to be an issue for me as far as that being in the way of the handle. So anyway, I'm glad Wallace sold this to me, because I like it. I really do like that router. I'm going to be using it more. So that was that. So as far as lighting goes, guys, the fairy lights is what I'm using on all my routers. I just take the time. It takes about 10-15 minutes with hot glue. Wind that 3-foot deal into a circle. Stick it in there, hot glue it down. There's probably a better way to do it, but that's what I'm using as of right now. So that's that. All right.
You're such an okie.
I am. Well, yeah. Wait till you see this. You're going to think that even more. So, you guys know what this is. This is the Ridgid R2401 router. I've had this for, I don't know, a couple of years. And a lot of people love this router. I like the router. It doesn't have as much power as the DeWalt, but what I really don't like is I don't like this adjustment. I just don't like the depth adjustment. But I get by with it because I leave a bit in there, although I took this bit out because I'm going to do a demo on this thing. But this is the micro adjustment. And then the macro adjustment, you do that, and then you can do the macro adjustment that way. But check this out. And I don't know if anybody else has this issue or not. But right now it's clamped down. It's completely clamped down. Look at...
Hold it down.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So look at this. I don't know if that is showing up, but this whole shaft is moving up and down, and I was in the middle of carving, and all of a sudden my depth was changing, and I couldn't figure out why, because this was sometimes you have to tighten up this nut in order to get it really to clamp down on the house or on the router motor, but that's not what's happening here. What's happening is this whole shaft is sliding up and down, is moving inside the casing there. And so it was like, well, how in the heck am I going to fix that? But that, I don't know. Does anybody else have issues with that?
His does that too.
Okay, well, I fixed it. I'm going to fix it right now. I fixed it earlier, and hopefully I'm going to fix it again.
Hopefully we'll be able to.
So let me take this.
Are you going to be holding it there?
Yes, I'm going to be holding. I'm taking the base plate and housing off. So Frank, yours does that too? Man, that drives me nuts. So.
Nope, now you just moved it.
Okay, so I'm going to do it right here then?
Yeah.
That works?
I'm trying to zoom in. So
okay, so this is the shaft lock, right? And at the top of the shaft lock is this shaft, and there's a little clip right here. Let me get my tools. You guys are going to think I'm just...
Hi, Justin.
A real okie. But, so there's a little... The top of the shaft comes through this little clip right here. This is that little retainer clip that is really a pain in the butt when you're taking that housing on and off. That's one of the reasons I don't care for it much. But I have to put my cheaters on. At the top of that shaft, if you pull this back, there's a little retainer clip. And the retainer clip, let me...
Josh Robbins says he's got the same router, same problem. Okay, so now you're down there.
No, I'm gonna hold this up. You guys have seen these retainer clips at the top of the shaft. It has a little retainer clip that looks like that.
Down. Up. There.
That looks like that. That's a rough. Anyway, so that's what this little black thing is here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that off. So bear with me, guys. You won't be able to see this. And hopefully it doesn't shoot across the patio, because if it does, it's game over. The router will go in the trash. All right, there it is. I took it off. There's that little retainer clip. Let me set that aside. Now, this, again, that shaft moves up and down. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I hope you can. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just pull that clip.
Gary Zellner said that's called an E-clip.
An E-clip? Okay. I knew there was a name for it. I just couldn't remember. You guys that have done mechanical stuff, you've seen those all your life. So now what I've done is
Artie, go into the website, look under merchandise. They're under merchandise.
So now what I've done is I pulled that little retainer clip off the top of that shaft. It's still connected down here, but that doesn't matter. Now what I've done is I found, I don't know if this is going to show up, but I found a little washer.
I can't hold it up in your hand because I'm focused right down on that router. Up. Okay.
I found a little washer. This is the only one I have on the whole property that size. So I really do not want to lose that. And that's actually is a lock washer, but it was too thick as a lock washer, so I had to take a couple pairs of needle nose pliers and flatten it out. You guys know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so now
Artie, send me an email and I'll send you a link to the t-shirts. That would work.
Now I'm going to put that as a spacer underneath that little clip. Hopefully. There. Now I'm going to put that clip back in place. So I hope you guys can kind of, I don't know if you can see, but basically I put that washer, that little flat lock washer, but I flattened it out underneath there. Now what I'm going to do, hopefully,
is pick it back up.
I'm going to,
It's on the, there you go.
Now if all goes well, I'm going to take my little needle nose pliers and that little retainer ring, and I'm going to put that back in place. And it really fits tight now.
Moo Moo Burnell wants to know what size that washer is.
Small? I don't know. I found it in my kind of my junk drawer. You know, all those little drawers with. Now it's not wanting to go on, but it will go on because it was. I had it on at one point. This is normally the time that blood starts spurting from my hands. You guys may know what I'm talking about.
Every house has a junk drawer. We have about 20.
We have a junk shop. Oops, I bent it. All right, that was unplanned. See if I can straighten that out. All right, it's straightened out as of now. And I know there's probably special pliers that you put these things on with, but I ain't got any of them. Come on, go on there, you dog.
Scar Christian says blood and a few choice words. Yup.
I missed my finger so far. Gosh darn it. Well, dadgummit, guys.
You did it once.
Yeah, I did it once. It worked good. Let me see if I can bend this thing down.
Artie says all Larry Cole says big hammer. Artie says all rigid routers do that.
Do they? Man, that's crazy. I don't like that at all.
Louis Bryan says you can do it.
I think it's almost on. Oh man, Just feels like I'm going to jab that thing right through my finger.
Tessa said I would have thrown it across the room already.
All right, so it's on. Now check this out. It doesn't move. Well, let me put my... I think it's on. I'm trying to make time now. All right, let me see. Let's put the housing back on and see if it does it. So you guys, I think you guys can probably, you guys that have this router now, since this is a common issue, you guys can probably understand what I'm saying. It's pretty solid now. It's not moving anywhere near where it did before. I can still, if I really try, I can get a little bit of movement out of it, but nothing like it was. So there's a fix for you guys. If you have that issue, pull that thing off, find yourself a little tiny washer the right size, and put it underneath there, and then put your little retainer ring back on. You're welcome.
Keith Sully says he just got a critter sprayer with large mason jars. That gun is amazing and easy.
It's cool, isn't it?
Frank said, I call them Jesus clips because when they fly off, Jesus is the only one who knows where it went.
Yep. And you got no... You need to have a whole pack of those. But anyway, that's a fix, guys. It was driving me nuts. I couldn't figure out why I was losing... Why my depth adjustment was moving on me. I thought the bit was slipping. But then when I really looked at it... So all Ridgid routers do that. That, pardon my French, sucks. I don't like that at all. Anyway, that's my okie fix for it, and I pulled it off. It worked. Yee-hee. Doesn't it feel good when you figure something like that out? I mean, I love doing that. All right, sign carvers of the day. Let me take a drink. I worked up with thirst.
Well, I'm working up a sweat, so.
You got your shoes on?
Mike Coon said take it to the range and shoot it. Frank says watch and learn, carve and earn.
There you go. All right. Sign carvers of the day. Bob Carhart.
Yeah.
Very first sign.
Fly landed on my
Check
glasses.
that out. And that is, I believe that's Artiki letters. I think so.
I think so.
I really like
Oh,
that font.
What's his first name? Bob?
Bob Carhart. Didn't I write it on there? Yeah.
It's Ridgid.
What, that router? Ridgid 2401. R2401.
Chad said potty mouth Eric. Ha ha ha. Oh, that wasn't potty
Yeah,
mouth.
if you only knew.
Yeah.
Gary Litchfield. Using our We the People template. Very nice. Great job, Gary. Beautiful. Probably a very popular sign. A lot of patriotism out there, guys. Gary Zellner. This is for his wife. She prefers no color on her signs. She'd rather have them all natural.
Very nice.
Yeah, it is very nice. Gary makes some beautiful stuff. He's been carving a long time.
I think Gary's on here.
Gary's been with us for, I don't know, 7, 8, 9 years. Long time. And you said Keith is here, right?
Yep.
Keith Saleh?
He's in Florida.
Check that out, guys. That's 10 by 14. Great job, Keith. I love the different colors on there. That's probably could be a niche just within that. Very well done. Great job, Keith. Congrats, man. And
yeah, it's hot, huh, Scott? Scott's in Phoenix, so he's probably hotter than we are.
It's warm down there. Danny Meadows, I think he was on last night too.
Yeah.
But this is for about a week there. I was taking more than one picture per month per person, but now I got inundated. But anyway, great job, Danny. And these are all for customers. Danny's been selling a lot of signs. And I don't think he's even advertising or anything. He's just selling from people at work. So, terrific job, Danny. Nice stuff. All right, guys.
So, let's see. David Carlberg says, you are all awesome. Thank you for what you do and willing to share your knowledge with us.
Thank you, David. I think David he had a sign last night on that round one. sign carvers of the day. I think, if that's the right one. What's Mag doing?
I don't know. What's he out in the sun?
Walking out to the sun?
He doesn't like the sun. All right, I don't. Somebody said something that I missed. Hold on. Somebody asked something the other night, and I saw it, and then I forgot about it. About the remember Saturday when we talked about the 10 templates in a set.
Yeah.
That's they asked if that was how long that sale was going on. That's like always. That's like it's not a sale or a special. It's just
that's just it.
Always. Yeah.
If you buy 10 of the individual templates,
you get the price of a set.
Yeah, you get the price of a set. So they go from $3.50 a piece down to $2.50 a piece. Yep.
I don't remember who it was, but somebody.
I do remember seeing that. That might have been a comment on here, or it might have been a comment on, I don't know, maybe on YouTube or something.
Oh, it was already, maybe I answered that.
Anything else, guys?
Well, I can't see because I'm scrolling up,
So tomorrow night, just as while Vicky's doing that, tomorrow night is Friday, so we will be on YouTube tomorrow night. YouTube live at 6 o'clock, same time. And Dad will be here, Lord willing. And I've got a demo. I was doing an experiment today, and I think I got a really good experiment / demo for you guys tomorrow night. So I think that'll work out well.
Artie, send me an email because I'll forget. Thomas Gent said,
hey, Thomas.
When you use resin, what resin do you use for pouring? We use Total Boat. The resin, the pigments, there's many. We use, I use Black Diamond or Eye Candy or just the inexpensive stuff you can buy on Amazon. We've got a bunch of it in our store. I like there's a box of them. I can't remember what brand it is, but there's like 25 little individual sample packets in the box, and those sample packets I've had them for like a year.
I think those are Black Diamonds, aren't they?
No, they're not Black Diamond. They're like makeup pigments or anything like that, but they work just
so
the same.
Here's a question for you. Do you like that, because they do make liquid or they make powder? What do you like better, the liquid or the powder?
I like the powder if I want some kind of a glittery effect. I like the opaque. I like the liquid in the opaque.
Which is just solid color. We kind of found that out with the red and different things that we were doing.
Although Total Boat's got pigments too. I do have their red and I love it.
Okay.
Scott Christian, I got a person who wants me to make an oval tabletop. It's 2 foot by 3 foot. He wants 10 inches or 8-inch letters. I think it's too big. He wants other stuff on it. What do you think?
Yeah,
send Eric an email.
Yeah, that sounds really big. Yeah, there's a lot of people customers, when they order signs, they don't really have a concept of how big letters are. They think if they can put a tape measure or draw it with a pencil, then they can fit a bunch of letters in a space. But, an 8-inch letter, a 6-inch letter, generally speaking, if you're talking like a Clarendon or a Bookman or something like that, unless they're condensed, if they're 6 inches high, they're 6 inches wide. That's not always the case, but as a general rule, the letters are as wide as they are high. Now, there are condensed versions. Our Clarendon, we condense them on purpose so they're not that way, but a standard Clarendon bold that you go and find on the internet or a lot of different programs, they're going to be just about as wide as they are high. So yeah, a lot of that sounds like really, really big letters for just something that's 2 foot by 3 foot. If you want to know, and that was Scott, right? If you want to know, send me some copy of what they want on there. Give me all the copy and the size, and a lot of times I can plot that stuff out and let you know what size letters it's going to take. Oh, I need the font too, whatever font it is, because that makes a huge difference.
Do you have to sand and polish between coats of resin, black to clear? I don't know what you mean. No, I don't know what you mean. If you pour a thin layer of resin, you do need to scuff it up before you pour your second layer, but you don't have to polish and all that stuff.
And the scuff it up, that's to give it something to stick to the next coat that you put on, right?
Yeah, it gives it something to adhere to.
Right.
Leonard Davis says, do you usually use only capital letters?
Most of the time, yes. And the reason why is if you use two different size of capital letters, like on a lot of my signs, I'll use my standard 6x24, I'll use a 2-inch. If I'm spelling Campbell's, I'll use a 2-inch C and then 1.5 on the rest, and it gives the appearance of upper and lowercase. But the problem with if we did a lot of lowercase is there's stuff that drops down, like Y's and J's, stuff that drops down. They don't fit really well together. You've got dots on the I's, and it just becomes really cumbersome, and you have to buy twice as many layout letters. So generally speaking, unless it's something custom, generally speaking, I like all caps. But I'll use different sizes of capital letters to give the appearance of upper and lower.
Oh, Nancy, send me a picture. Keith Soleil says, Eric, do you sand in between coats of urethane?
Yes. Yeah, just lightly with a piece of like 220. Let me step back. After the first coat, it raises the grain. When you put a coat of urethane on a board, there's a fly on you. On a board, it raises the grain. So after the first coat, I'll knock that down. Piece of 220 just by hand, real quick, literally like that. Then I'll put probably 2 or 3 more coats on. Before I put the final coat on, I'll do it again. So I do it after the first coat and before the last coat. And that's my normal process.
Okay.
So, all right, guys, that is it for tonight. If you have any questions, let me know. If you haven't subscribed yet and you're seeing this on YouTube, which it will post next week, we would love for you to subscribe. Thanks so much for all of the support, all the love, and we will be back tomorrow night over on YouTube Live, 6 p.m. Pacific time, and that's it. If you have questions, email me directly, eric@makeawoodsign.com, and we're out. We'll see you guys tomorrow night. Have a great one, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.